I've always thought it would be very spiritually profitable to have a COVID post-op Big C church. But at the very least, the believers in your church family members, and we haven't done it and we don't do it, and I think I know why we don't do it. Because no one wants to turn around and look at the ugliness of that. And nobody wants to stare at the relationship carnage, the knee-jerk fear, the just the herd-like mentality you saw, all that stuff. Like nobody wants to turn around and face any of that on a big picture level, let alone you and your brother and your sister and your neighbor and your friends that were severely like scarred up because of the name calling and the thing that you put your finger on, which is actually way more important than our own little squabbles. The underbelly of consequences that happen. So I grew up with foster kids. When you speak of like the unique care they need, to just cut that off might seem like you can whitewash those tombs by saying, "Oh, we're just saving lives." That's a win-loss cost analysis is what you're talking about. A kid trapped in an abusive home, I don't think he feels like you're saving lives. You know, there was always, and we always knew that when we were walking through this, there was always this clamoring voice of validity in the closet that we shoved in there so that we could like pat ourselves on the back for being good guys, when really maybe at least 50, probably much more than 50% of us, I'm talking about believers, because how can I hold the world to this standard? We were just justifying our own emotional cocktail. That's what we were doing. And there's a lot of blame to go around, but that would be why the post-op would happen. If we were in the military and we faced a front to a war, and that war had a ceasefire and we were licking our wounds, there's no doubt in my mind that everybody involved would be like, what happened? How did it happen? What are the consequences? How do we assess where we went wrong? Where did we win? As believers, with the word of God that has a blueprint for our behavior, how are we not looking over this and being like, when the enemy and the world throws this at us again, it might be that dance might have different costumes, but it's going to sound awfully similar, right? Are we ready? Did we get the antibodies we needed? But shame on us for not doing that, because the bride of Christ is biblically how he's moving his church forward. It's just crazy to me that awkwardness would keep us from doing something so important.
If they went back and there was a reflection on that, we let fear rule a little bit there.
We definitely did. 100% we did. I don't have any doubt in my mind about that.
The Kingdom Come podcast on Rumble.